stuff, because it's actually something I didn't find out about until I had gotten done, or almost nearly done with that game Zombie Airstrike. Because before that, what I was doing is I was using a timer to like fade things out or move things around, and this is obviously much simpler. Actually, I haven't seen the timer method yet, which is not that complicated, but certainly this is much simpler. Although we definitely have time today to talk a little bit about timers, but let me point out one thing. Now that we're kind of at a little bit of a breathing point here, see how I wrote my image.image equals, and then I kind of accessed a method of the class UI image here. If you wanted, you could go over here again into your UI kit, into the headers, and go find UI image. Where's this guy at? And then you would see that. So there's that that method that I used, image named, okay, and it was expecting for me to put in there an NS string, which is going to be the name of the image itself from the bundle, or just what we imported in there. And actually, oh, there it is. It says load from main bundle. So when you do if you do use some of this code that you write, I guess it's just kind of interesting sometimes to go and source it out and look and see where it is in that header file. And of course too, that gives you again another indication of some of the other things that you could have done with that UI image. I'm just looking at now, the image with data. So, and again, this isn't always the best place to find out more about something, but it does give you like a quick little way to find out stuff that you could search in the help documents. In fact, I think if you hold down Option, okay, see how I get this little crosshairs here? If I were to double click on that, yep, sure enough, it gives you a little bit of information on it, and then you can click the book icon right here, and it will show you the developer documentation, and it gives you some more indications of what's going on with it. See the name of the file, including its file extension. If this is the first time, cool. So let's fold that back up though. So let's bring this back around to kind of keeping in mind that you might want to be setting up your preferences for the file. Okay, we've gotten kind of silly now with the UI segmented control, doing all that stuff with the image. So let's go ahead and do another one. This time, making it a little bit more serious. This will also. Why am I typing this out again? Might as well just. This time, let's call this prefs. Actually, let's call it speed segment. Okay. Because we'll pretend like we're creating speed preferences. So just pasting that out, and again, speed segment. Okay, so let's go over here to interface builder, and we could hold down Option and just drag this guy up there. There's really nothing wrong with that. If you do it that way, you can just get rid of that action that's already in there. We don't want to keep that one for now. And then we do want 3 bars this time around. I'm going to have you guys bring in some more images to Xcode, and I have now been putting the images into an actual images folder. Okay, of course keep in mind too that when you bring them into Xcode, you do want them to still copy into this area. So whether you pull them out of my example project, or if you pull them out of this images folder, it doesn't matter, just so long as when you do bring them in, you still choose to copy the item's destination. Okay, so hit add, and I'll give you guys the little icons that I was using for my zombie airstrike game, and feel free to use them in your project too. It's definitely not a big deal. they're not the greatest little icons in the world anyway. So back over here in the interface builder, we will go to segment 0, and let's get rid of that, and let's find an image to use. We'll make this one be the turtle, so that's the slow guy. And again, get rid of that. In fact, you know what? I think as soon as you pick out an image, it gets rid of it anyway. Yeah. And let's kind of compress them a little bit. Put them over here. And once again, we need to go over here from File Zoner, hold down the Control key, and select Speed Segment. You can also go and give these kind of less ambiguous names, like Speed Segment, like so. Which, when you have a project with, 100 things going down into your view menu, that certainly helps a lot. Let's see what's going on. And I think now, let's see, we need to go set up another IB action. So clicking on this, let's go. Let's call this set speed prefs. Whoops, there we go. I hotkeyed that. I just want to make sure you guys saw that I did change to go back over here to the implementation file. Pregs. Let's see it. Oh, set speed prefs. Okay. Back over to Interface Builder. Let's go. Does everybody remember how to do this? Be sure you have the speed segment selected. Go over here and hit Apple II so we can see. Let's go to value changed again. And we're going to drag from this over here to the File Zoner. And we want set speed prefs. Save it. Let's cut back over this way. And let's jump back over here to our header file. This time around, we're going to set up an integer. And let me go ahead and copy something in here for you guys, which I find that I've been copying, or I've been looking at a lot as a little note to the side of my screen a lot of times when I was developing that game. Because we don't really need to we don't need an integer here that, can be really, really high, okay? We just want one that's going to be within a range of, let's say, 0 to 255. That'll probably be plenty, because this integer that I'm going to use is just going to keep track of what speed preference, or what the number of the speed is going to be, okay? And so I've just been using these really, low range integers here. And I guess, the highest they could make it would be 255. I'm assuming that if I ever went over that, I'd probably be breaking something or just be giving me some sort of error. If you don't want to limit yourself in terms of the size, you could just write int, I believe, and then, like my number, like that. You can also go with float, but let's stick to a small number for this. You'll see why in a little bit. So unsigned car, and let's call this current speed. And actually, for what I'm going to be using this for, there's only going to just be 3 settings for this: 0, 1, and 2. Okay. All right. So what will occur when we are over here in our set speed preferences is we'll just be assigning a value to current speed. And if we want to kind of cheat things a little bit here, let's just go ahead and copy all this stuff that we've already got, paste that down there. Let's get rid of this and this and this. We'll call this speed segment. And then we'll write current speed equals 0. Whoops. 2 equal signs there. We don't want that. Okay,